Well, I'm just gonna make this video because people have told me to just make videos like these. I guess I finally just need to sit down and talk about something. I don't know how good the lighting is. It looks pretty bad. That better? I think that's a tiny bit better. Um, this is, I don't know anymore. It's like no matter how hard I try with YouTube or Twitch or whatever, it just never works out. It's hard. Because you think you've got something built up, but you don't. Ever. You feel like you're making progress, but people just never have time for you when they do, which I'm not saying anything to anyone in particular, it's just, and you put so much effort into something, and then when it doesn't get those results, someone will tell you to just keep trying, but they don't realize how it feels to be in your shoes, and if they weren't there, they were in there at a different time where things were different, so it was irrelevant. Honestly, I just already have major depression and stuff. It's a thing. I've taken pills for it. It doesn't help too much. At least when I did, it didn't. And it's hard. Again, just doing this, having depression, YouTube, this crap, and I don't know. Because you go through every day. There we go. Thinking it's gonna be fine. Because it's a brand new day, and I always had this positive attitude, but it starts to slowly and slowly diminish over time. I guess is how it works. Because you'll always have people telling you to not give up or not stop, but it doesn't, work. Or they say take a break, but when you take a break, people lose interest in you. And I'm already in that position where people are losing interest, but I'll do something, and again, apparently I'm doing something wrong because people just maybe just don't like my content or don't want to get in the stream sometimes, and it just sucks. I mean, life in general, outside of YouTube, let's talk about that, is not too well all the time. I just sometimes always think what's going to happen when I finally reach the point where it's time for me to, you know, do life. Because if you don't know, the one thing I want to do with my life is become a voice actor. It's the one thing I've wanted to do. But you start thinking, because that'll be next year's when time to move out, stuff like that. And start thinking every night, every day, because I can't not stop thinking about this. What's gonna happen if I can't get those streams? And I just like sit there and sometimes cry about it because I feel like I can't do it. And it's kind of hard when you're different from everybody. And you're judged upon what you're interested in or what things you do. And no matter how hard it gets, people don't seem to realize when you're made fun of or set aside, I guess would be another way to say it. It's not fun. Because every day I feel like thinking, or I do think about what happened if I die. Would people care if I was gone. Because obviously when you're dead, you're no way of going back and checking. But I feel like people wouldn't care if I was gone. Every day I think of killing myself because I feel like I'm not going to make an impact on the world. And yeah, it's a bad way to think, yeah, but again, it's just one of those things that ties in with depression that I just can't get over. I always put on this happy smile when I go to school or doing YouTube, but deep down inside, I just feel so depressed about things. It's just hard to, like, once the camera goes off or once I get home, it's just, I'm a different person. And I don't like to show people that because, as you know, the one thing I want to do is help others. And if you look like that, people won't have the strength to believe in you to do that. And it's just, I don't know what to do. And again, the thing is, people always say take a break, but that won't work for me because by the time I get back from the break, there won't be anybody waiting on me. They would have all moved on. And people will always say, I know how you're feeling, but when the situations are different, it doesn't work like that. Like every day, I get so depressed with YouTube. I've had someone like AJ tell me to keep going with it, and he said, I knew how you felt, or I know how it is, because that's how YouTube was, but for instance, let's put it back on YouTube. YouTube's way different from what it was years ago. It's so hard to put content out there and make it catch someone's interest with it when there's 8 other people who are way huger than you doing it. And, you know, it's so hard to grow or make an impact on someone's lives when there's already thousands of other people doing that have better numbers than you are. But I didn't care about the numbers of the thing. I cared about the people coming in and the people, I could change and help because again, that's the one thing I wanted to do. But when I can't even do that, it just gets a little hard to, you know, process it. Because again, back to depression and stuff, it's not fun to think about killing yourself every day because you think you're not going to get anywhere in life when the time finally comes to do what needs to be done. And I hate thinking like that, but it's just how my mindset has always been, so I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I guess it's more of the real side of how I feel outside of YouTube, because you know me maybe as a more positive person out there, but it's kind of hard, I just don't know what to do some of the time, so I just don't. And I really do want to think positively, but it's just so hard every day. Just thinking about it like that. Because I wonder where I'm going to end up after school's over, for instance, because I'm going to be done with that next year. I'll be an adult next year, actually, if you think about it. That's when it's going to come to time, and I'm just so scared on what's going to happen. And what I notice is people always come up with the same generic response. Don't give up, or don't quit. I know how you feel, but unless you're in my shoes of things, you don't know how I feel. And that's no offense to anyone trying to help. It's just, it just feels weird, you know? And so many people die from this social media stuff. Kind of like the Etika thing when he killed himself due to YouTube. And then again, like, it brings me back to my point that YouTube is just so hard to get on top of due to like you have to be so consistent with it. And the thing is, I am, but it doesn't look like it's showing any results from it. When there's other people who aren't as consistent and don't do as well with the videos, but they seem to be managing more subscribers, more supporters, more people who like them. But it just hurts to see stuff like that because again, I try so hard with this stuff. When it doesn't show results, it's just I don't know. It's kind of painful to look at, and I don't know. So again, it brings me to that point. Sometimes I just sit there and think, will I ever help someone out? Will I ever impact them? Because every day when I wake up, I just start thinking, how am I going to help someone today? And I just want people to know that I'm there to help them, but I feel like people just don't like me for whatever reason. You try so hard to impress people that you sometimes forget about taking care of yourself. And that's one of my main problems. There's so many people I look up to that I want them to be able to look back to me and feel the same way, but it's never like that, it seems. There's so many people I want to grab the attention of. It's just never like that, you know? I just feel like they will never recognize what I can do. And it's not saying it's like that for clout or anything. It's just, it'd just be nice to get recognition for stuff you're doing. And when you see someone else getting recognition from maybe the same person, for them doing something similar, or them getting noticed for doing the same thing you're doing, but you're not getting noticed for it, that also really hurts. Because you start to feel like, or at least I start to feel like I'm doing something wrong, or maybe I'm just not that interesting. And I try, to be interesting as possible. I try to make the videos as good as they can be with what I have, because I don't have the best computer or the best software, but with what I can, I always give it 100%. I will never just lazily slop something together. I always do make the joke that I'm lazy with edits, but that's just not the case. I'm trying what I think is funny, what the audience will think is funny. And again, it's kind of like with this video, I'm not really trying to get views off it. I'm just trying to connect with the viewers, because this is the first time I feel like I'm making I'm making a talking with viewers type deal, because you're finally seeing what I, have to say about things. And I want you guys to be able to talk to me, but, I don't want you to feel like you have to go to someone else for that, because I'm here. Man, maybe I should just tell you how life has been. My life hasn't been the 100% best. I have loving parents, I guess, kind of. I never met my real parents. That I was adopted because, just wasn't wanted, was pretty much what happened with me. And I was adopted later on into a family I love very much. But, uh, you know, it just hurts feeling that. And then my adoptive parents got a divorce along the line, do the other stuff I just won't talk about, and it just from then on, I remember being so happy with my life, and then again, little instances like that, like my parents' divorce, always hits me. Like, what could go wrong to make two people hate each other so much? Of course, they don't hate each other now, but like to not want to be in love anymore, and always I always start to think about that, because all my friends' parents, every last friend I have, their parents are pretty much married, and the ones that aren't got married again. I mean, my parents or my mom and stepdad are married, but me and my stepdad just don't get along too much. We're just two different people, and it's just like that. And I do want life to get better, but again, like I said, having depression like I do and thinking every day of just dying is not too fun of a thing, let's be honest here. Again, it's just when you put so much effort into something and there aren't any results from it, but then you see someone else putting less effort into something and then gaining people's help and support from it, it hurts. Because no matter how hard I tried, I'd see so many other people around me just bumping up in subs, bumping up in views, and no matter how hard I tried, it wasn't the same result, which sucks in a huge way because I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but you'd feel like you're more deserving than them if you're putting more effort into something. And again, that's not to anyone specific, but I've seen stuff like this so much, it's just stupid to the point. Now, I'm not saying it's all about viewers or subscribers, but people always say don't focus on that. But the people that have told me that have gotten successful from it, and it's not saying you don't know what you're talking about, it's just, again, we're growing at two completely separate times in, I guess, YouTube and Twitch history. Rules are a lot more strict than what they were when you were at my level, I guess you could say. And it it hurts. I mean, you sit down, you record for an hour, you edit it, and then you post it, and then there you go. You put your heart into it, and then you're thinking it's gonna do well, and it doesn't. And then you see someone who doesn't do any of that. He just slaps something together, and everybody loves it, and it's weird. You really do start to think, what did I do wrong? I mean, that's what I always have myself thinking. What did I do so wrong that I, again, I was literally just streaming and no one was in there, like, I was literally just sitting there kind of baffled by it, I guess you could say, just like no one person came through, actually two did actually, one didn't really say anything in chat, but the other person did, and I was just sitting there for an hour, just like, there's no way possible, because over the course I've met or gotten so many active subs and stuff, there's no way I'm not gonna have people in here all the time. And yeah, people do have work and school, but it's Saturday today, and not many the followers I have that. And you just sit there like, I can't believe that. And then you'll have other people again who never puts in the effort or work into something, doesn't even care for it, and then they'll have people, or for instance, I see this all the time on Twitter. They'll ask someone on how many subs, and they'll go to this bigger guy that has all these subscribers and all this clout, and the smaller person will, hit them up, and the bigger guy will recognize them for it, and they'll lend them some subs or some crap like that. Which it's not a bad way to get subs because you're getting recognition from someone, and they think you deserve to have maybe some in their community. But when you start to do that, you start to, again, put it to people who appreciate, they don't even recognize it. They don't even see it. Or they do see it, but they just don't care. That's what really does hurt. But no matter how hard it was, I just didn't want to give up because there was still, even out of all those people, there were so so many people that they really did believe in me, and I told them I wouldn't stop because out of those, I guess 233 we had, there was only like a few that kept telling me to go, and I was really appreciative of that, and I still am because they obviously don't want me to stop, and I don't want to stop. But again, with depression and all this stuff going on, it's so hard to keep pushing, you know, because you start to really think about it, and it's like, am I truly gonna get anywhere with this? And I start to think about it, and honestly, I have no idea. I can't say yes and I can't say no about it because I just don't know. And I always will put in the effort for it, but you know, it's just it's so interesting to just sit there and see. And it's again, you always will see someone who doesn't try as hard as you, and they just seem to get the click, you know. And video isn't really one of those inspirational videos. It's again, it's just more of a talking with subs type deal. But it's, I mean, there you go. That's again, as I said, that's how I really am outside of videos. It's just a lot of depression and stuff like that. It's like, again, I trust me, I will never, because I want you guys to have the best content ever. I will never act all depressed and saddened on videos like with Dokkan when I don't get what I want. I won't act like a little sad kid about it. It's just when it's time to get real with it, I'll get real with it, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like happy about it when it's just the grueling facts of it, you know. And people always say it's not about the numbers. Like, last little thing, I'll do it because the video's getting a bit long. But when you have numbers, you can't really tell someone it's not about numbers because you've already gotten to a point where it doesn't matter if it's numbers for you because you don't know how it feels to be them. And if you did know how it was to be them, you were there, that you'd have been them at a different point of time where it was different, you know. And I don't know. I personally will never stop. I don't want to stop YouTube, but you guys mean the absolute world to me. And the ones that do comment sometimes on the videos, or you know, just sit there and watch them all through, it means a lot to me because I I don't know what I would do without the subs, you know. Uh, it again, it's just I'm very grateful for the people that actually just stick around and comment and watch the videos and stuff. It does mean a lot to me. With that being said, I think I'm gonna stop it right there. Again, I'm very grateful for you guys all. This was, I guess, was the first talking with Corey. I'll try to do another one of these when I'm feeling like this, but that's it, and I will see you later. Bye.